So now we're ready to start moving towards creating a schematic. So our first step is that we are going to take and press the schematic button. And now we need to take and refresh our PCB. It's going to add all these things. There are no warnings, no errors. I'm going to hit update PCB. And we're going to close it. And now we have this pile of parts. Now it's time to actually lay our circuit out the way it's going to actually exist. So I think I'm going to put the switch on the back. So I'm going to click on this guy. I'm going to rotate him. And I'm going to then move. So M for move. Actually, I'm going to move this guy. I'm going to put this guy here. I'm going to move this guy here. I'm going to try to go for a symmetrical layout. I want to try to have a little space between things so I can actually assemble this. I'm going to hit R, 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 and then move this to LED 1. I'm going to sit here on our board. R, 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 M to move it, then R, R, R to rotate it. I'm going to look two below. That's not quite centered. That looks a little better. And then I'm going to escape. I'm going to highlight all these guys. I'm going to hit move, or move them all like that. That looks pretty darn good. Now we're going to move this guy. I'm going to put him centered there. And now we have our basic layout. But we're not really done. All we've done is laid out the silk screens in pieces. We need to start connecting things. Now, these white lines show you where things have to connect. So we're going to start making traces. We're going to start with FCU, which stands for front copper plate. I'm going to come from this. I'm going to go to our route track. I'm going to click on the first part. And I'm going to go this way. And we're going to go right to this point here. And that makes a track from the power of our battery over to our switch's power. Then we're going to take the other track and we're going to route that. And this has to go to the lower switch. And we're going to come down. I want to move sure come down a little bit. And we're going to go here. Then we also need to come up and around there. So now these are connected. Now the other side's going to go to our resistor. Now that's awkward. So we're going to click this resistor. We're going to hit escape. Click this resistor. Hit R. Control Z. Escape. Click on the switch. R. Move. And then we're going to do the same thing. R. Move. That looks a lot nicer because now I can go back to routing. And now I can route from this guy to there and from this guy to there. And now the last problem we have is we have to get around to this side. We can go all the way around here. We could come up and go all the way around. So we have an awkward situation. I don't want to go here. So what we're going to do is we're going to route this through the back. So I'm going to click to back carbon, and this is going to be a rear trace. And rear traces can go underneath. Okay, fine. I'm going to click here. There. So now we have our basic circuit. Actually, we're going to do one more thing. We don't actually need routes for the power and ground, so we're going to fix that and we're going to delete these. I've changed my mind. So that's one way of routing it, but this is kind of a gross way, and it's not as nice as, oh, I just deleted something major. I'm going to delete this and this circuit here. I'm going to take delete, and let's reroute that because that weird check mark's gross. That looks much better. So there we go. Now what we're going to do is let's design the actual board, and then we'll finish this off by creating floodplains for power and ground, because that's a much better way of doing it. So first step is we're going to switch over to edge cuts, which is right here. And we're going to grab our line tool, and we're going to design the actual shape of our circuit board. And I know I want these off the edge. I'm going to go here, straight down here, and I'm going to go there. Middle click on the mouse to pan, just like 3D CAD software. And we'll come back around. That looks generally good. Now let's create our floodplains. Actually, we can take a look. Let's look at this in 3D. And this looks pretty darn good. We have had to finish wiring it, but this is our starting point. So next video, I'll cover floodplains because they're a little more complicated.